What's your teacher sending you to the office for today? Chip and Evan, Southwestern PA Rural Exploration Blog in the Crucible Elementary School here in Crucible, PA. The Crucible patch has been covered several times on the blog, and we are up in the grade school that served the Carmichael's school district for a long time. I'm ashamed to say that we didn't do our homework very well on this one, and I don't know for sure when this school closed, but I can tell you that it hasn't been all that long. The new elementary school is located right by the high school in Carmichael's, and the three elementary schools that serviced the area before that were this school, Crucible, Central School, which is still in Carmichael's. It was actually a flower shop for a little while. I'm not sure what it is anymore. And Nemacolin School that is now gone. We were discussing earlier how this school and the Central School were most likely built by the same folks because they used the same yellow brick. But I believe the Nemacolin School may have been built by the coal company, and I think it was a red brick, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember a whole lot about that school. We're in the office right now, and we are going to head out into the hall. Now, before we get too much further into this little video tour here, I do want to say that for several years, this school was used as a haunted house by several area organizations. So you'll see a lot of cobwebs and masks and stuff like that. So
very dark.
What's that?
It's very dark.
Okay.
Hold on.
This house, or this school, I'm sorry, was used for several years by several different local organizations as a haunted house, which explains all the spider webs and bizarre graffiti. It actually made a great haunted house because it was big, and a lot of organizations were able to make some money. But all the haunted house stuff was just kind of left here. So come on in, we'll show you one of the classrooms that's still in relatively good shape. Now, like I said, that's a bathroom, not a classroom. Sorry. You can take a look at that if you want to. Good lighting. What we were discussing upstairs was, now, you know, other than the fact that it was used as a haunted house, which explains all the graffiti and stuff, but for a school that was actually used within, I would say within the last 20 years, probably, it's in terrible shape. Yeah. I mean, you would think this place has been abandoned for 50 or 60 years instead of, 20 or whatever. Now, this room is still, once again, don't mind the haunted house stuff, but you can see that the old wood floors, in this room anyway,
still have a nice shine.
Are still in pretty decent shape. Original chalkboards.
We have to get a shot of that. We have to go to that one room with the names, too.
Minus the graffiti. So, if you look out the window here, you can see some of the old slate dumps. Now, these are small slate dumps compared to the big suckers across the river there.
There's the big one right there.
There it is. So this is where all the kids in Crucible went to school. We rolling hay back in the Crucible Elementary School. This is probably, I would say, in the entire building, this is probably the last classroom that is as close to original as you're going to find, with the least amount of goofy haunted house stuff. But as you can see, the asbestos blocking in the walls. People will probably have a field day complaining about that stuff. But this kind of gives you an idea. Now, this is very similar to the classrooms that were in the Dry Tavern Elementary School. The chalkboards with the cork board above, very, very similar. The little cloakroom on the side where you hung your coats and stuff, very, very similar. But if you check out the pictures on the blog, you'll see so much really good stuff. We got pictures of the furnace room and the multi-purpose room downstairs. It was a gymnasium / auditorium / library. But the problem with the school is it's boarded up, and there's virtually no natural light, so it's really tough to see anything.
And a lot of the pictures in the boiler room we're hoping will come out. We need to bring Danielle back.
We're going to come back with Danielle and her photography skills and get really good shots.
Let's show this.
But this was the coat room, and these were the racks where the little hooks would have hung. The kids would come in and they'd put their. Now you see, here's an air duct.
Oh, look at that. I like that.
Yeah.
Thermostat.
Is it still? Can you read it?
Turn on. It is a little
Turn
bit.
the heat on.
It's a little bit chilly in here.
There we go. Yeah, that'll warm
we'll
up.
show this real quick. This is interesting.
Oh, over here? Yeah, this is kind of nice. We have Joe Baguki.
Isn't he some sort of singer now?
He is. I think he's a rock star now. Look, it
fancy.
says Joe Bagucki, IQ 29. I think that's pretty accurate. Larry Shifko, he's a famous Royce's Landing person. I heard was recently seen with Tom Cruise. Jason Madish, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him. Me was here. I don't know if that was actually me. It very well might have been, because Lord knows I was with those guys enough. Johnny Dickens, 91.
Chalk tray.
Chalk tray, very old.
Awesome.
Nice, man. Hopefully somebody can rescue some of this stuff. And by rescue, I mean take and save, not seal and scrap.